every minute, every hour, 24 a day, people learn of what's place in the far corners of the earth and in their own communities. Countless millions depend on news. The words of a president become property of the free world. His message is news that goes to all points, north, east, west, and south, from which the word was born. News shows the pressures of man against man in this crowded world, the drama of nations struggling and groping towards peace and order, which is the proper concern of all men, the pageant of human turmoil, the good and bad, terror and revolution. There is the bravery of the reporters and the reported. Man sees courage in the air, in space, on land and on the sea. Human hunger for news never ends. Along with fads and fashions, the commonplace or the strange, laughter and tears, people want to know how the rest of the world behaves. What is afoot? What is in action? What is ending? Behind news is a fascinating world within a world, the modern newspaper office. A small cosmos of arts, science, commerce, industry that produces a daily miracle. Heads bend low in the reporter's room, typewriters clack, voices are casual, but under it all the sense of urgency is never absent, as these wizards of the written word deal with events of the unfolding hours. Some are specialists who know the land and the men who husband it. Though not easy, the work is varied. A mine today, a court tomorrow, politics, foreign affairs, a flower show, all must be covered. Liners, tramps, cargo ships and men of war, tugs, yachts and fishing boats, wharves and waterfront, and many things beside fall to the lot of the shipping reporter. It may be what has happened on a lonely lighthouse, or tidings of things to come from a union official. Accuracy is the bright star of information. In a newspaper's reference library, there are thousands of indexed cuttings and photographs. Here is to be found an account of a king, the fate of a bushranger, the progress of a state from its stirrings to present time. Each day brings afresh its quota to add to what's been amassed in over 100 years. Some news is foreseen, but most of it breaks unexpectedly. The Chief of Staff is never far from a phone or the paper's own radio system, for news waits for no man. When the unexpected occurs, there's no time to lose. Reporter and photographer are sent their way, each with a job to do which demands speed, facts, clarity. The press of a trigger, a flash of light, makes a story on film. For the reporter, some questions, a few notes, a picture in his mind, and history is made. Then there's the man who must know whether the event is worth it, for some are not. For him the hourglass speeds, but a quick decision born of a life with news, and the reporter is on his way to shape the order of his facts. While the reporter hammers out his copy, the photographer brings to life the frozen action of the photo, which may tell readers more than 100 words in story form. Reproducing photographs is an engrossing side of newspaper work. The photo is copied with a special camera through a screen which is a mass of dots that register tone. Otherwise, the picture would be just black and white. Photo engravers who do this work usually combine a high degree of artistry and chemistry know-how in what they make. With powerful arc lamps, the negative is exposed onto a sheet of sensitized zinc. To do this, it's held in a vacuum frame. The image on the zinc plate is developed, then it's baked until it becomes hard enamel, at which stage the process stops automatically. Etching with strong acid comes next. Where there's no enamel on the surface, the metal is eaten away until there's only a mass of tiny hollows of varying depths. In the smoother parts, the ink impressions are heavier. Once finished, the plate is inked, proofed, then checked against the original. If there are no flaws, it's ready to go into the newspaper. Every day, hundreds of people want to buy or sell something, to find or to offer a job, to rent a home or recover a lost article, to announce a marriage or a birth. A newspaper's advertising services are among the most important provided by it. And it all takes money. The accounting section is always busy, like that of any other big and successful business enterprise. There's a staff of artists, too. Some for advertising, others for the news side. On them depends much of the attractiveness of the paper and its advertisements, large and small. It's at night that a morning newspaper really comes to life. News pours in from the web of the world, by phone, teleprinter, telegraph, and from reporters in city and country. The teleprinter receives and sends impulses which it converts to typed words sent from great distances. News tapped out in London or Rome may operate dozens of machines in Australian offices. Sub-editors are skilled journalists in news values who cut, head, correct, and place the mass of incoming material and keep it within the given size and content of the edition underway. Their work requires close concentration at some pace. For every 15 to 20 minutes, a new page is made to keep production flowing. Each item is checked, its type marked, and its heading prepared. According to type size, each heading has a certain number of letters, no more and no less. It's then dropped through the chute to the newsroom, where it's sorted in order of pages which must be completed first. Once, every letter had to be picked and put together by hand. Now, the great labor and time-saving machine, the linotype, as its name implies, produces a complete line of type. The larger the newspaper, the more machines it has. A line at a time is tapped out on a keyboard. Inside the machine, the letters are molded in a molten alloy. Of the thousands of lines in a daily newspaper, each is prepared this way. 10 to the inch, 20 inches to a column, 9 columns to a page. A long story may be produced on a dozen machines, but a system of code numbers bring all pieces together in a container known as a galley, and should appear as the sub-editors planned it. The type is then placed in metal frames called forms, the exact size of the paper's page. In this form, the page is constructed as the sub-editor drafted, with pencil and paper. The craftsmen who do this work are called stone hands, because the earliest printers worked on stone blocks. They read type as easily as a citizen reads the paper. For a 48-page paper, 48 of these forms are produced one by one, strictly on time, and rushed to the next process. Proofreaders work under high pressure and scan and check for errors and misplaced lines. They have a language of their own which all printers understand. From the pages of type shown, an impression is made on a compressed paper material known as the matrix, which in turn becomes a mold for casting curved plates. The matrix is placed in a curved box into which is forced molten metal at high pressure and cooled by water jets. The result is a curved plate on which is an impression of the matrix. This is trimmed and made ready for the mighty 3-deck press embedded in concrete and as high as a 2-story building, and using so much power it needs its own substation. The curved plates are clamped to the cylinders. Each represents a page, and each in position will print correctly onto the threaded ribbon of paper. Newsmen never tire of its fascination or of its great voice, which for them heralds the climax of hours of tiring work. As it thunders through the dark hours, its tremendous appetite is fed by half-ton rolls of paper. As one is engulfed, its end is automatically pasted to the start of the next. Running at normal speeds, it prints, assembles and folds 30,000 papers an hour, each counted and registered, with every 50th marked for easy checking. For the newsman, the day is finishing. For others, it's just beginning. Readers want their papers early, so they're sorted, counted, bundled, and sent by road, air, and rail to scores of distribution points. Some are wrapped for posting, some dropped round the corner. With the press still rolling, thousands of papers are on their way so that Tasmanians may read the news before breakfast. Hours of titanic energy are over, but soon to begin again. The uniquely unique task of performing a daily miracle. The production of an entirely new article, all within a few hours. Your daily newspaper.